So hey, we're gonna discuss an unpopular opinion because I think it's an important discussion to be had within the vegan community, and it's that killing animals isn't wrong. Yeah, it's part of nature. Things kill things. Everything dies. I die. You die. We die. Animals kill for food. We kill for food. It's just a part of the process. And I know the first thing that comes to mind is like, oh, that's an appeal to nature fallacy. Just because other things kill things doesn't mean we should kill things. Yeah, I get it. You know, again, I'm an ethical vegan. I'm like 100% ethical vegan, not doing it for the health, not doing it for the environment, strictly for the ethics. But I can still hold this opinion that killing animals isn't wrong. Yeah, I do not see a problem with killing animals for food. Like, now let me make that a little more clear. I accept reality. I accept the world for what it is. I accept that death is a part of everything, and that reducing all suffering is impossible. So I do not believe that killing animals is wrong, and I want omnivores or non-vegans to understand that they can keep all their beliefs they've had about life and culture and whatever, and still be vegan. That it's not, you don't have to be this crazy, extreme thinking that anything you do to an animal is wrong and you can never hurt or kill or anything. And I think, most vegans hold this belief anyway. They know truly deep inside that things die and that killing isn't really a bad thing. It's just something we try to avoid. And so that's the idea I would like to get out. I don't want there to be any delusion like when people think about vegans, like, oh, they must be actually mentally ill if they think that killing is wrong because things die all the time. And you get that impression when you're on the internet, when you're on YouTube or Reddit, and you see vegans talking about killing animals like it's like the end of the world, like, oh my god, he killed a chicken, that guy is a murderer, he should go to hell. And from an outside perspective, as an omnivore, it really does sound like mentally ill behavior. Like, are you really so disconnected from reality that you can't stand to see something die? Like, really? And again, I'm an ethical vegan. I believe that slaughterhouses in general, all of this stuff is completely and 100% unnecessary. Especially if we can live without it. My stance is it's unnecessary. I personally, in 2016, can live without torturing and killing animals. So I will choose not to. And I would like for the world to at least have this opportunity to make that decision. Again, I can still hold that belief that killing animals for food, or maybe other means, isn't wrong. It's not. It's a part of nature. But I can also acknowledge that I can do without it. It's possible to live without going through all this suffering. So I'm going to choose not to do it. I'm going to choose not to take part in slaughterhouses, things like that. The gray zone comes when we're talking about unnecessary torture and and slaughter for things like vivisection, makeup, which is vivisection, maybe leather. Now that we have, and you can take that argument and say, well, Glenn, Tamron, if it's unnecessary to use and exploitate animals for leather, and you think that's wrong, what makes it different from eating animals? And I guess there really is no difference. If I think killing animals for leather or makeup is wrong, then I should equally believe that killing animals for food is equally wrong. And I can't have one belief without the other. And you're right, but I guess it just goes down to like the pyramid of needs. It's like food is down here, and then maybe like shelter and clothing is a little higher up. It goes like food, shelter, whatever. So to attack the baseline of food for survival first, at least, it doesn't feel realistic in my book. I think it's much easier as a society if we start from the top and come down. Hey, let's start with stop killing animals for leather and food, leather and clothing. Okay, or makeup. Okay, that's reasonable. Let's keep going down. Okay, what's next? Animals for shelter. Sure, whatever. And then we can talk about food. So maybe the reason I hold that belief, like, hey, yeah, we should abolish leather and makeup animal exploitation first and foremost before we attack food. Maybe it's just because of the way the hierarchy of needs works. Because it is really a contradiction. It really is like hypocritical of me to think that it's okay to torture, maybe not torture, whatever. That it's okay to kill animals for food. And yeah, that involves torture. Exploitation for food, but not for trivial things. Because food is necessary to life, and that's why I would, I guess, always have that opinion that, whatever means we have for sustenance, we should take it. you know, if animals are always a resource that we can rely on for food, that option should always be open forever. Maybe we won't ever need to use it again, maybe in 2050, maybe 2020, who knows, that we just won't even need to touch that option. But that option needs to always be open, is what I'm saying. We can never completely abolish the idea of not using animals for food. As a species, we always need that option available. That option always needs to be open. Makeup? No. We as a species can survive without using animals for makeup. That's not, like if we run out of makeup for some reason, and we have to use animals for it, like that's not something we need to do or the species dies, So there's that. Basically, you can be vegan and acknowledge that killing animals for food isn't wrong, isn't crazy, isn't murder. It is unnecessary, and it is unnecessarily cruel. But it's not wrong. It's life.